subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Now, first question says, which bank has partnered with Infosys Finacle to digitize its bank for simple and secure banking transactions? So, here the answer is National Bank of Bahrain. So, National Bank of Bahrain, it is Gulf Nations Bank. So, National Bank of Bahrain has partnered with Infosys Finacle for providing safe, simple, and secure banking transactions to their customers. So, this National Bank of Bahrain NBB has partnered with Infosys Finacle, an entity of EdgeWare Systems. So, it is a EdgeWare Systems. So, it is a wholly owned subsidiary of Infosys. So this Finacle software, it is banking software provided by Infosys. So now this National Bank of Bahrain has decided to adopt this Finacle cash management tool to digitally transform their bank transactions business. So this Finacle cash management tool will extend the bank with a modern technology based system which provides safe, simple and secure bank transactions to their customers. So when it comes to starting part of this question, the CEO of National Bank of Bahrain, Jean Christophe Duran, and headquarters of National Bank of Bahrain, it is Manama. Manama, it is capital of Bahrain. So the headquarters of this National Bank of Bahrain, Manama. And when it comes to Infosys, the Infosys headquarters it is Bangalore, and it is present CEO and MD of Infosys, Salil Parekh. Salil Parekh is present MD and CEO of Infosys. So here the answer is National Bank of Bahrain. Now next question says, which Indian regulator body has decided to set up an innovation hub for financial sector in India? So which Indian regulator has decided to set up an innovation hub for financial sector in India? So here the answer is Reserve Bank of India. RBI. RBI has announced that it will be setting up an innovation hub in India. So the aim behind developing this innovation hub is to increase and deepen financial inclusion and promote banking services effectively and efficiently to citizens. So the main aim behind this developing innovation hub is deepen the financial inclusion and promoting banking services. This promoting bank services effectively and efficiently to Indian citizens. The innovation hub will keep its focus on parameters like data analytics, cyber security and delivery platforms. So here the answer is Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India has decided to set up this innovation hub for the finance sector in India. So when it comes to starting part of this question, the governor of RBI Shaktikant Das and headquarters of RBI Mumbai. Now next question says, which organization topped in Future Brand Index 2020? Which organization topped in Future Brand Index 2020? His answer is Apple. This Future Brand Index, it is a global brand perception study based company. So the headquarters of this Future Brand Index, it is London. So this company providing this brand index. So this Future Brand Index 2020 recently they have announced. So it is a global study which examines and ranks the leading firms all over the world. So as per the ranking of this Future Brand, Apple is ranked in the first position. So then in second position Reliance Industries, and third position it is Samsung. So this Future Brand Index topped by Apple company, and second position Reliance, third one is Samsung. So I'll repeat once again, this Future Brand it is a global brand perception study based company. So it examines and ranks the leading firms all over the world. It examines leading firms all over the world. So when it comes to static part of this question, the Future Brand global CEO Nick Sykes. His name is Nick Sykes, and headquarter of this Future Brand it is London, United Kingdom. When it comes to Apple, Apple, Apple CEO Tim Cook, and headquarters of Apple it is California, United States. Now next question says, to which country India has offered line of credit support to fishing facility sector? So to which country India is offering this line of credit support? So here the answer is Maldives. So India has offered a line of credit to Iceland nation, that is Maldives, to support and expand their fisheries. To expand its fishing facility at Maldives Industrial Fisheries Company. So the overall worth of this line of credit is 18 million US dollars. So line of credit means it is like credit facility. So India is giving loan to Maldives country. So Maldives has to pay back with interest. So it is one between two countries, like this agreement will call it as line of credit. So this line of credit worth is 18 million US dollars. So this financial support will increase investment in fish collection and storage facilities in Maldives, and it also help with plants of fish meal plants in Maldives country. So for that, for developing this fish facility sector in Maldives, India has offered around 18 million US dollars loan to Maldives. So that's we are calling it as line of credit. So here the answer is Maldives. When it comes to static part of this question, mm, the present president of Maldives, Ibrahim Muhammad Soli, and capital of Maldives it is Malé, and currency of Maldives Rufiya, Maldivian Rufiya. Now next question says, which financial product provider has launched smart plan shop package policy? So which financial provider launched this smart plan shop package policy? So here the answer is Bharti AXA General Insurance and Airtel Payment Bank. So these both companies, both companies has partnered with each other, and they launched this smart plan shop package policy. So this policy will offer financial protection to banks, retailers and merchants. So financial protection means any asset damage. So this financial protection in case of any asset damage inside the shop, or any accidents like fire outbreak, earthquake, etc., it will be offered this policy. So this policy is launched to offer financial support to retailers and merchants and shop owners because their livelihood is depend on their shop only, so that's why. So the sum assured under this policy is between 2 lakh to 25 lakh. So this is a good policy for them, the smart plan shop package policy. So here the answer is Bharti AXA General Insurance and Airtel Payment Bank. So when it comes to static part of this question, the headquarters of Airtel Payment Bank it is in New Delhi, and headquarters of Bharti AXA it is Mumbai, and the present MD and CEO of Bharti AXA General Insurance Sanjeev Srinivasan, and present MD and CEO of Airtel Payment Bank Mr. Anubrata Biswas. So this is the smart plan shop package policy. This is for whom? For these retailers and merchants and shop owners. So the answer is Bharti AXA and Airtel Payment Bank. Now next question says, which bank unveiled automated voice assistants AVA to address customer queries and requests? So which bank has launched this automatic voice assistant? So here the answer is Axis Bank. Axis Bank, it is India's third largest private sector bank. So it has announced this automated voice assistant AXA. We'll call it as AXA. So we'll know about this AXA. So this AXA, it is an artificial intelligence powered conversational voice bot. So it is this machine conversational voice bot. It is basically a computer software programmed, and it is designed to interact with humans. So it designed and programmed to interact with humans. So already several insurance companies and bank have already launched them. So but only on internet platform they launched. So this time this Axis Bank has launched this automated voice assistant AXA to interact with humans, to interact with their customers. It will address the customer queries and requests. So here when it comes to static part of this question, the Axis Bank headquarters Mumbai, and present MD and CEO of Axis Bank Amitabh Chaudhary. So it is automated voice assistants. So it interact with humans. So this is AXA. We'll call it as AXA.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Now coming to next question, India has contributed USD dash million to India UN Development Partnership Fund. So India has contributed some set of amount to India United Nations India UN Development Partnership Fund. So here the answer is how much this contribution. So this contribution worth is 15.46 million US dollars. So the worth of this contribution fund is 15.46 million US dollars. So Government of India has contributed financial support to this India UN Development Partnership Fund. So India has contributed 15.46 million to fund which will act as financial support to developing nations. So this fund will act as financial support to developing nations. So this contribution will lead to achieving 2030 agenda of sustainable development goals. So this is in the part of agenda of sustainable development goals for 2030. So this India United Nations Development Partnership Fund is controlled and governed by United Nations Office for Cooperation. South Cooperation. So UNOSSC. So the headquarters of this United Nations Office for South Cooperation, it is United Nations New York. So when it comes to United Nations, it is United Nations. It is an intergovernmental organization. So the main aim is to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relations among nations, and achieving international cooperation also. So this United Nations and India UN Development Partnership Fund. So India has contributed 15.46 million fund to this fund, this India UN Development Fund. So when it comes to static part of this question, the headquarters of United Nations, it is New York, United States, and present Secretary General of this UN, it is Antonia Guterres. Antonia Guterres. So here the answer is 15.46 million US dollars. Now next question says LIC acquired a stake of 4.23% in which private sector bank? So LIC acquired a 4.23% stake in which private sector bank? So here the answer is Yes Bank. Yeah, recently Yes Bank, recently LIC, this LIC has acquired this 4.23% stake in Yes Bank. The worth of this 4.23% stake is 105.98 crores. So 105.98 crores. So 4.23% stake is equal to in rupees 105.98 crores. So when it comes to Yes Bank, the Yes Bank headquarters Mumbai and present MD and CEO of Yes Bank Prashant Kumar. So the tagline of Yes Bank, experience our expertise. So when it comes to LIC, LIC headquarters Mumbai and LIC chairman Mr. M.R. Kumar. Now we'll see the first question. The first question says, which country has launched £3 million Innovation Challenge Fund in India? Which country has launched £3 million Innovation Challenge Fund in India? So the answer is United Kingdom, UK. So UK has launched to provide support to financially tackle and combat the COVID-19 in India. So the funds will offer finance to Indian scientists, especially associated with academics and industries in India, so that these scientists they can work to find a solution to tackle COVID-19 and climate change issues. So the Innovation Challenge Fund will also boost the UK-India tech partnership. So under this Innovation Challenge Fund, the tech innovators and experts are invited to utilize artificial intelligence in data cluster in Karnataka state and future mobility cluster in Maharashtra state. So under this Innovation Challenge Fund, the tech innovators experts are invited to utilize artificial intelligence in data cluster in Karnataka state and future mobility cluster in Maharashtra state. So under this Innovation Challenge Fund, at least 12 grants up to pounds 2,50,000 will be awarded. So the British High Commission, upon reviewing the 2-page conceptual report submitted by participated experts, so they'll offer fund to them to implement their concept. So as I told, this Innovation Challenge Fund will also boost the UK and Indian tech partnership. So the main purpose of this fund is to provide support to financially tackle and combat COVID-19. So especially for finance to Indian scientists. So that they can work to find a solution to tackle this COVID-19 and climate change issues. So the fund is £3 million. So when it comes to starting part of this question, the UK capital London and currency of UK, it is pound sterling, GBP, and Prime Minister of UK Boris Johnson. Now moving on to next question. The next question says, under whose chairmanship Reserve Bank of India has given approval to transfer dividend of 57,128 crore rupees to central government. So here the answer is Reserve Bank of India Governor Shaktikant Das. So the transfer of funds is done under the chairmanship of RBI Governor Shaktikant Das. So that amount is 57,128 crore rupees. So this transfer of dividend amount to central government will allow to tackle fiscal deficit and recapitalize public sector during this pandemic state of COVID-19. I'll repeat, this transfer of dividend amount to central government will allow to tackle for government their fiscal deficit and recapitalize public sector during this pandemic situation, and this amount is transferred as per economic capital framework. So this point you have to remember, this amount is transferred as per the economic capital framework. So this economic capital framework recently implemented by Reserve Bank of India in last year. So RBI last year implemented this economic capital framework. So under this economic capital framework rules and regulations, the RBI can transfer 57,128 crore rupees to central government for tackle fiscal deficit of central government. So here the answer is RBI Governor Shaktikant Das. Now next question says Digital Apnayan campaign launched by which public sector bank? So the answer is Punjab National Bank. Punjab National Bank has launched Digital Apnayan campaign. This campaign is called Digital Apnayan. It is launched by Punjab National Bank. The aim behind this launch in this campaign is to encourage customers to prefer digital banking system. So the aim behind launching this campaign is to encourage customers to prefer digital campaign system. So this campaign will be in progress till 31st March 2021. And it was launched on the occasion of Independence Day of India. So this campaign was launched on occasion of the Independence Day of India. So this campaign encouraged people to make use of various digital channels to carry out their banking and financial transactions, and to also offer donations to PM CARES fund to combat COVID-19. So under this campaign, the PNB, this Punjab National Bank, will offer 5 rupees towards the PM CARE fund with respect to each customer performing first financial transaction to activate their RuPay debit card via POS platform or e-commerce platform. Under this transaction, so under this campaign, the PNB will offer 5 rupees towards the PM CARES fund with respect to each customer performing first financial transaction through their RuPay debit card or their e-commerce platforms using with their POS, point and sell. So when it comes to this campaign main behind launching this campaign is to encourage customers to prefer digital banking system. The aim behind launching this campaign is to encourage customers to prefer digital banking system. So the answer is PNB. PNB has launched a campaign. That campaign name is Digital Apnayan. So now when it comes to starting part of this question, the headquarters of PNB, it is New Delhi, and MD of PNB SS Mallikarjun Raoji, and the tagline of Punjab National Bank, the name you can bank upon. The name you can bank upon. Friends, you can follow our channel in social platforms like Telegram, Facebook and Instagram. These links I have provided in description section. Now moving forward, the next question says, who had the committee to review the regulatory and supervisory framework for core investment companies, CISS? So who is the head of the committee to review the regulatory and supervisory framework for core investment companies? So here the answer is Tapan Ray. Tapan Ray is head of the committee to review the regulatory and supervisory framework for core investment companies. First we will try to understand what is core investment companies are. So a core investment companies are a specialized non-bank finance companies. Core investment companies are specialized NBFCs, and a core investment company registered with Reserve Bank of India has an asset size of above 100 crores. So the main business is for core investment companies acquisition of shares and securities with certain conditions. So when it comes to this question, a work group formed by the Reserve Bank of India has recommended measures to strengthen the core investment companies, the CAS. So the group is headed by former Corporate Affairs Secretary Mr. Tapan Ray. So that's why Tapan Ray, he is head of the committee to review this regulatory and supervisory framework for core investment companies. So this review is recommended by Reserve Bank of India. So the answer is Tapan Ray. Now next question says which bank launched Shaurya Kisan Gold Credit Card? So which bank has launched Shaurya Kisan Gold Credit Card? So here the answer is our private lender HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank has launched Shaurya Kisan Gold Credit Card. So it is a tricolor theme based card. You can see on screen that card color. So it is a tricolor theme based card which is launched for Indian Armed Forces. Which is launched for Indian Armed Forces, that is Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Air Force and paramilitary forces and to their families. So this card will prove beneficial to 45 lakh users in the all over the country. So the card is launched under the HDFC initiative of Har Gaon Hamara. This card is launched under the HDFC initiative of Har Gaon Hamara. So this Shaurya Kisan credit card will provide finance to agriculture produce maintenance of farms and crops, consumption needs, purchasing agriculture machinery, irrigation equipment, etc. So this card having a life cover of 10 lakh rupees and against 2 lakh for an average card. So the card can be issued without any physical presence of user with a simple and easy online documentation process. So the card will provide beneficially up to 45 lakh users all over the country, and this card is launched under the HDFC initiative Har Gaon Hamara. So it is a tricolor theme based card which is launched for Indian Armed Forces, Indian Army, Indian Navy, Indian Air Force and paramilitary forces. So HDFC has launched this Shaurya Kisan credit card. Now when it comes to starting part of this question, the headquarters of HDFC, it is Mumbai, and present chairman of HDFC Deepak S. Parekh, and the tagline of HDFC Bank, we understand your world. We understand your world. Now moving on to next question. The next question says the External Affairs Minister of India attended 13th session of India UAE Joint Commission meet on trade, economics and technical cooperation. So the question is name of that union minister. The External Affairs Minister of India attended 13th session of India UAE Joint Commission meet on trade, economics and technical cooperation. So here the question is name of that union minister. So here the answer is Subramanian Jaishankar. So he is our External Affairs Minister and also Trade and Economic Minister, Trade Union Minister. So on 17th August, so the 13th session of India UAE Joint Commission meet happened on trade, economic and technical cooperation. It was conducted over online, that is virtually. So the meeting was conducted between Union External Minister our S. Jaishankar and Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed. So he is the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Internal Cooperation of United Arab States UAE. Sheikh Abdullah bin Zayed, he is the Minister of Foreign Affairs of UAE, United Arab Emirates. So both the respective members of the countries discussed the ways to boost trading and economic activities and the situation in the neighborhood of both countries. So India has invited investments from UAE in building the infrastructure of further sectors like food parks, logistics, airports and renewable energy. So the meeting was conducted between UAE minister and our Indian External Minister. So both the respective members of countries discussed how to boost the trading and economic activities in both the countries and present situations among the neighbor countries. So the India has invited investment from UAE in building the infrastructure of sectors like logistics and airports and renewable energy and food parks. So the answer is Subramanian Jaishankar. He is our external trade minister. And now when it comes to starting part of this question, the capital of UAE, Abu Dhabi, and the currency of UAE, Dirham. Currency of the UAE, Dirham. Now moving on to next question, the which state has launched Yellow Chain e-commerce platform? So Yellow Chain, it is a campaign name. So which state has launched Yellow Chain campaign e-commerce platform? So the answer is Nagaland. So the government of Nagaland has launched an e-commerce platform named as Yellow Chain. So the platform will promote a local business and an entrepreneur of the state. So the centralized e-commerce platform, this aims to provide an integrated platform to people to build and promote their products and services from their location itself, and to provide a source of income and enhance their income as well. So this centralized e-commerce platform aims to provide an integrated platform to people of the state, and to build and promote their products and services from their location itself, and to provide a source of income and enhance their income as well. So with the help of this yellow chain e-commerce platform, the seller or service providers or an individual or group will be able to register themselves and to upload the data and information about their particular products and services, so which would be accessed by customers while purchasing. So the platform is developed by Investment and Development Authority of Nagaland, IDAN. So this platform, Yellow Chain platform, is developed by Investment and Development Authority of Nagaland. So the platform will promote a local business and entrepreneur of the state. So the government of Nagaland has launched an e-commerce platform that is named as Yellow Chain. Now when it comes to static part of this question, the CM of Nagaland, Nephew Rio. So Nephew Rio is CM of Nagaland, and Governor of Nagaland, R.N. Ravi. Governor of Nagaland, R.N. Ravi. Here the answer is Nagaland. Nagaland government has launched this Yellow Chain e-commerce platform. Now moving on to the next question. The next question says, who appointed as new MD and head of National Distribution of DBS Bank India? Who appointed as new MD and head of the National Distribution of DBS Bank India? So here the answer is Prashant Joshi. Prashant Joshi as appointed as MD of new MD of this DBS Bank India. So private lender DBS India has appointed Prashant Joshi as its new MD and head of national distribution. So Prashant holds more than 3 decades of experience in banking sector. So prior to this appointment, he was associated with Indostar Capital Finance, so where he was appointed as COO, Chief Operating Officer. So when it comes to DBS Bank, this DBS Bank, it is a Singaporean multinational banking and financial services corporation. So it headquartered in Singapore, that is Marina Bay. So this DBS Bank, it is a leading finance service group. The headquarters is Singapore, and it operates across 18 markets all over the world. So when it comes to this DBS Bank, the DBS Bank present CEO Piyush Gupta, and headquarters of DBS Bank, as I told, it is Singapore. So at present, DBS Bank having branches in India. So DBS Bank India, India's new MD name is Prashant Joshi. He is appointed as new MD and head of the national distribution. The present MD for this DBS Bank India is Surojit Shom. So now present Prashant Joshi will take a charge as a new MD and head of this national distribution of DBS Bank India. Now moving on to the next question. The next question says, name the instant account opening facility launched by Lakshmi Vilas Bank. So here the answer is LVB Digigo. LVB Digigo, it is an instant account opening facility launched by Lakshmi Vilas Bank. So it is a digital initiative to enable the opening of savings bank account instantly in LVB Bank, in Lakshmi Vilas Bank. So LVB Digigo, it is a digital innovative initiative to enable the opening of savings bank account instantly. So it is a new initiative will help people to avail the most required banking services instantly through the website, through their website. So now we get the answer is LVB Digigo. Now when it comes to static part of this Lakshmi Vilas Bank, the headquarters of Lakshmi Vilas Bank, it is Chennai, and present MD and CEO of Lakshmi Vilas Bank, Shri S. Sundar. Now when it comes to tagline of this Lakshmi Vilas Bank, the changing face of prosperity. The changing face of prosperity. Now next question says, which tech giant has launched Kormo app in India? So Kormo app India, it is launched by Google, our tech giant. So this app is launched to help people in finding employment opportunities and jobs. So this application will help users to identify entry-level job opportunities and also to learn new skills and creative CVs, that is resumes. So Google has made these Kormo jobs and it made it available in Indian country also. So under the brand Jobs as part on its payment application Google Pay. So through Google Pay also you can find nearest jobs in your place. So this app will prove beneficial to millions of Indians to get jobs as per their qualification. So this Kormo app will be highly useful to those who have lost their jobs during this lockdown situation, no? So which is related due to outbreak of COVID-19, and as it has led to economic disruption on large scale also. So that's why Google has implemented this Kormo Jobs Available app. So now the answer is Google. Now when it comes to starting part of this Google, headquarters of Google, it is California, US, and the CEO of Google, Sundar Pichai. So when it comes to this Google Kormo app, so this it is made Kormo Jobs available in Google Pay application. So this application will help users to identify entry-level jobs opportunities, and they can learn also new skills and creative CVs, creative resumes. So this app will provide beneficial to millions of Indians to get jobs as per their qualification. And this app is launched to help people in finding employment opportunities and jobs. Friends, you can follow our channel in social platforms like Telegram, Facebook, and Instagram. These links I have provided in description section. Now next question says, who will be launching virtual museum of security market? So who will be launching this virtual museum of security market? So the answer is SEBI, Securities and Exchange Board of India. It is our security market regulator. This SEBI has decided to develop a virtual museum of security markets in India. So this virtual museum will highlight the achievements of the capital markets of India. So this virtual museum will be the online platform definitely. So which will be display the history of evolution of security markets in India. So the dashboard will also display the past and current achievements of the security markets in India in the form of photos, data, videos, and presentations. So this SEBI has decided to develop this virtual museum. So the virtual museum will be the online platform which will display the history of evolution of security markets in India, and it displays the past and current achievements of security markets, SEBI's in form of photos, data, and videos. So when it comes to starting part of this SEBI, the SEBI headquarters Mumbai, and SEBI President Chairman Ajay Tyagi. Yes, friends, here we go with first one. The first question says, with whom ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company to get merged? With whom ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company to get merged? So the answer is Bharti AXA General Insurance. So Bharti Enterprise had been looking for a buyer for its general insurance business for the last 7 to 8 years. So now the landmark step has been taken in ICICI Lombard. So the ICICI Lombard and Bharti AXA General Insurance Company announced their merge. So with a combined market share around 8.7%. So this makes the combined entity and the largest private non-life insurance and the third largest in general insurance sector industry. So after New India Assurance and United India Insurance, after that this merger entity will become the third largest general insurance industry. So Bharti Enterprise and the French multinational insurer AXA, it is a French multinational insurer. So they hold 51% and 49% stake respectively in Bharti AXA General Insurance. So when it comes to this merger, this is a third merger and deal in the insurance sector after HDFC L&T and HDFC Apollo Munich. So HDFC Ergo, it is acquisition of L&T General Insurance Company in 2017, and HDFC Ergo completing acquisition of Apollo Munich Health Insurance Company in January 2020 this year. So ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company and Bharti AXA General Insurance Company announced their merger. So the answer is Bharti AXA General Insurance. Now when it comes to starting part of this question, the Rakesh Bharti Mittal, he is the present chairman of Bharti AXA General Insurance Company, and Mr. Bhargava Das Gupta, he is the MD and CEO of ICICI Lombard General Insurance Company. When it comes to headquarters of these companies, the headquarters of ICICI Lombard, it is Mumbai, as well as Bharti AXA also, it is headquarters Mumbai only. So here the answer is Bharti AXA General Insurance.
Subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.